Yeah, this is real. Kind of. Recently, this image has been going around, so here's the story behind it. First posted onto Instagram by animation director Devin Crane, who worked on Space Jam: A New Legacy. Being a movie that utilizes numerous Warner Bros. Properties and features several cameos, an early concept proposed at one point was to have Bugs Bunny and LeBron James appear in the Pokémon universe for a scene. While it never made it into the final movie, it is still very interesting. When films are in production, they often have a lot of pieces like this created based on early drafts, and they usually don't represent the final product or even anything during the beginning stages of development. The point is that there were probably countless early concepts that were not approved or chosen for one reason or another. Now, Pokémon obviously isn't a Warner Bros. Property, but as you'll know, the original English dub was distributed by them for television, film, and other marketing. I'm a big fan of a lot of the original commercials that aired on Kids WB, and I've brought them up several times because I think it's so interesting just how much free reign Warner Bros. Appeared to have back then, allowing Ash, Brock, and Misty to cross over with other characters in these unofficial shorts that were played during commercial breaks. They even put Pikachu in the background of one of their animated movies, Osmosis Jones, so this wouldn't have even been the first time there was an official theatrical crossover, though this one would probably just count as an Easter egg. We do know that Warner Bros. No longer has the distribution rights to the anime, ever since the production of the English dub was united under the Pokémon Company International, where they kept a bit of a tighter grip on how the characters are used, and since then they've had multiple different distributors. However, in 2019, with the release of the Detective Pikachu movie, Warner Bros. Was once again handling the Pokémon franchise, which is why a lot of the marketing and merchandising of that movie was so different. I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean it in a good way. I really love that era of Detective Pikachu just being everywhere. But back to Space Jam, we might actually have a reason why this never made it to the final movie, because it turns out there was even more to the puzzle when earlier this year, storyboard artist Josh Lieberman posted an animatic onto YouTube. This is an entire animatic of the proposed scene that could have eventually been in the movie. It shows Daffy in a gym battle against Brock where he uses Porky as a Pokemon. It's pretty funny and is honestly a great use of the Looney Tunes characters in the world of Pokemon and is definitely worth a watch. Though it's really odd that I just did not know about this until I started looking deeper into things. It's been here on YouTube for 8 months, and while it's gotten an impressive 10,000 views, I haven't seen it make the rounds in the Pokemon community where it would have been a bigger deal. The video description gives us a little more insight, stating that it was requested by the producers of a movie, and it was even shown to Pokemon executives who apparently enjoyed it. But due to the natural rewrites that occur during a movie's production, it was ultimately cut out. And I guess that makes sense, especially considering it would be beneficial to focus on properties that Warner Bros. Actually owns. But what I wouldn't give to have this sequence completed. Like I said, I think it's just the perfect way for this kind of crossover to exist. It's still really cool to get a peek behind the scenes and a glimpse at what could have been. What do I think about this information? Well, as much as I cringe looking back at some of the old crossovers, I'm not really against them. They were really a celebration of everything that the kid fans enjoyed back then, and this would have been the same thing in the modern day. I'm not so worried about it ruining a canon or not making sense because Pokemon has already crossed that bridge with all the multiversal travel, and on top of that, Space Jam 2 has a very meta approach to their media crossovers that are in it. Each world is definitively treated as a movie or a cartoon because in the real world that's what it is. Their interactions are all technically non-canon anyway. I would have been up for it had they gotten the approval that they needed. But aside from that, I feel like I can definitively say Pikachu will not be making an appearance in Multiverses, as cool as that would be. So let me know what you think about this funny little piece of news and if you would have liked to see it happen. Also, I don't shout it out as much as I should, but I actually run a gimmick account on Twitter that posts a bunch of Pokemon commercials, and pretty frequently we'll see some of those Kids WB ones. Anyway, I should get back to enjoying my Saturday morning cartoons. I know it isn't Saturday when you're watching this, but trust me, it's Saturday when I'm recording this outro. It makes sense. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, including the great Gators, Alex with Shiny Hunter, Tyler Hopper, Jake Brody, GigaWiiU64, Isabella Lawrence, Alive R360, Nani, The Shoeman, Copybot, Master, Chaotic Sasano, 02, Lockadox, Koi13, Cemetery Hill, Pastel Blood, Cosmo 0, Rainfrux, Cheez-It62, Gator Kid 509, TF, Mathaclock947, Taijirai, Justin R, Phantom, and Quago. If you would like to support, see your name here, get access to emotes for comments, live streams, and sometimes early videos, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I'll catch you all later.
This ought to be fun, like taking candy from a baby.
I don't know.
Read 'em and weep. 4 Pikachus. Looks like I win.
What? My
Wait,
Squirtle beat your Pikachu.
what are you talking about?
Can a real Pokemaster get in on this game?
Ah.
Pokémon, a second episode next on Kids WB.
I win again!